I want to tell you something I saw. Something I just can't forget. Last week I watched a short film taken in Shinjuku Park, Tokyo. There, a 90-year-old Japanese woman slowly bent forward and touched her toes, without trembling, without holding on to anything, without strain. Every movement flowed like water, soft, graceful, and peaceful. I remember letting out a quiet breath, because in that moment I thought about myself and about many of my friends here in America. Folks barely past 60, yet already struggling each morning just to put on a pair of socks. For some, even standing up from a chair feels like a challenge. But what truly amazed me wasn't just what I saw. It was the question that followed. How do Japanese elders move with such ease and flexibility, without supplements, without gyms? Researchers at Tohoku University followed hundreds of older adults across Japan and discovered something both strange and simple. 78% of Japanese people over 80 can sit down on the floor and stand back up without using their hands. In America, only 9%. That gap led scientists to a small nightly ritual. Just 6 gentle movements done before bed. Not yoga, not meditation, but slow, mindful motions, almost like rocking yourself into sleep. Science shows these movements reactivate the body's natural joint lubricating process, something that should happen overnight, but often doesn't anymore because of modern habits. And the results after just a few weeks? Nearly 43% more joint fluid, the body's natural oil. A 71% drop in morning stiffness, almost 90% improved flexibility, and inflammation levels similar to someone in their 40s. I share this story not to compare nations, but because I truly believe this. We, those of us who've lived more than half our lives, still have the right to renewal. No miracle required. Just understanding our bodies and beginning, even with one small movement each night. Age isn't the enemy. Forgetting ourselves is. Let your body remember, little by little, that it still knows how to heal itself. All it needs is a chance. Maybe tonight, you'll try one of those 6 movements. Maybe you'll sleep a little better. And tomorrow morning, when you bend down to put on your socks, you'll smile, because your body is finally finding its way back home. There's one simple pose I do every night before bed, a quiet ritual to close the day and give my body a chance to heal itself. The Japanese call it the Zen stretch. Modern medicine calls it a key to releasing the body from the silent stiffness of aging. It's beautifully simple. Sit down on the floor with your legs stretched out in front of you. Let your spine grow tall, like a bamboo stem in summer. Then gently lean forward. Don't force it. Don't hold your breath. Just breathe, slowly and deeply, for about 3 minutes, roughly 100 breaths. Behind this simple act lies a fascinating piece of science. At the Kyoto Medical Center, researchers followed 320 older adults, age 65 and above, for 6 months. The only change they made? They practiced this stretch every night before bed. The results were remarkable. Their forward reach improved by an average of 4.2 inches, over 10 centimeters. Lower back pain dropped by 52%, a meaningful relief for anyone who's ever woken up with a stiff, wooden back. Why does it work so well? When you bend forward slowly, something powerful happens inside your body, a process called myofascial release. In plain terms, the fascia, a thin layer of connective tissue that wraps around your muscles, begins to soften when gently stretched in a relaxed state. This allows better fluid circulation, eases pressure on nerves and joints, and restores natural mobility. And here's the secret. Doing it at night makes it far more effective. After a full day of movement, your body is already warm. Muscles are supple, blood flow is high, making this gentle release several times more powerful than doing it in the morning. You don't need to touch your toes, you just need to breathe, and let your body slowly become as light as your breath itself. Science can measure the results, but only you can feel the true change. That quiet morning when you bend to tie your shoes and realize the pain is gone. Or that night when you drift into a deeper, calmer sleep, and your body finally whispers, "Thank you." This 5th movement, the Japanese call it the ninja pose, feels like a gentle hug for your spine. All you have to do is lie on your back, bend your knees slightly, and let both knees drop to one side, Stretch your arms out in a T shape. Close your eyes. Hold for about 90 seconds on each side. No effort, no tension, no thinking. Just breathe slowly and deeply, especially into the side of your body that's being stretched. If you have a small pillow, place it between your knees to protect your lower back. A small reminder that caring for your body doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be kind. So what does science say about this do-nothing pose? At the Tokyo Institute of Gerontology, researchers placed motion sensors along the spines of older adults as they performed this pose each night. And what they discovered was astonishing. The spinal discs, those tiny cushions that get compressed all day long from sitting, standing, and gravity itself, began to expand again. This process is known as intervertebral decompression. After just 3 months, the results were remarkable. 71% of participants said they felt taller in the morning, not because they'd grown, but because their spines had gently stretched back to their natural length. 35% showed noticeable improvement in neck and head rotation, a simple yet vital ability when turning to check traffic or to look someone in the eye behind you. What's actually happening inside your body when you twist like this? This pose helps circulate cerebrospinal fluid, the nourishing liquid that supports your brain and nervous system. It also stretches the intercostal muscles, those small muscles between your ribs that allow for deep, flexible breathing. At the same time, spinal pressure drops, letting blood and oxygen flow more freely, giving cartilage a chance to heal itself. You see, many of our aches don't come from age itself, but from the years we've spent ignoring our own bodies. And sometimes all it takes is to lie down, twist gently, and breathe into the places that have been silent for too long. A small movement, yet just enough to remind your spine, I'm still here, I'm still alive, breathing fully, one moment at a time. If there's one movement that both awakens your spine and soothes your mind, it's the Nikoi flow, a rhythm as gentle as seaweed drifting beneath the ocean. This movement, lovingly known as cat-cow, comes from the image of a cat arching its back and a cow dipping its spine. You begin on your hands and knees, then you slowly move between arching your back upward, like a cat, and lowering it into a gentle curve, like a cow. Each motion is tied to your breath. Inhale as you lift and open your chest. Exhale as you round your spine. Repeat for about 2 minutes, around 30 cycles. But don't count. Let your body set the rhythm as if you were floating in water, without resistance, without force. So what makes this simple motion so important, especially after 60? At Osaka University, researchers followed 280 older adults, ages 65 and up, who practiced the Nikoi flow every evening before bed. After just 3 months, the changes were remarkable. Cerebrospinal fluid circulation increased by 38%, vital for brain health, particularly at night. Morning stiffness dropped by 67%, making it easier to rise and move freely. Balance improved by 31%, significantly lowering the risk of falls, one of the biggest dangers in aging. And most impressively, sleep quality rose by 44%, meaning deeper rest, fewer awakenings, and brighter mornings. From a scientific point of view, the cat-cow doesn't just loosen the spine, it also activates the flow of cerebrospinal fluid, that clear liquid that nourishes your brain and flushes out toxins. Did you know that nighttime is the only time your brain actually cleans itself? And for that cleansing to happen effectively, your spine must be open, your cerebrospinal flow unhindered, exactly what the Nikoi flow helps you achieve. But here's the most important part: how you move. Don't perform it mechanically. Let every motion roll like a soft wave, steady, full, and calm. Imagine yourself as seaweed beneath gentle water, not trying to control, just moving with the breath. At our age, we don't need to move faster. We just need to move more gracefully, so that when life presses down, we still remember how to breathe and let go. This third movement is called the K-10 movement, often described as a little dance for your ankles and hips. It's best done at night, sitting right at the edge of your bed just before you lie down to rest. Here's how simple it is. Sit comfortably, lift one leg and rotate your ankle 10 times clockwise, then 10 times counterclockwise. Do the same with the other leg. Then lie back, pull one knee gently toward your chest, and rotate your hip 5 times in each direction, as if you were drawing invisible circles on the ceiling. Just a few minutes, yet it can bring remarkable change. At Nagoya University, scientists followed 890 older adults for 3 full years, a long, serious study to answer one question. What happens when you rotate your ankles and hips every day? The results were stunning. Fall risk dropped by 73%. Not just a number, but a symbol of freedom and independence in later life. Walking speed increased by 23%. Steps became lighter, steadier, no longer a weary shuffle. Knee pain decreased by 41%, because when the hips and ankles move smoothly, pressure on the knees is naturally released. Biologically, these gentle circular movements help lubricate the joints, stimulating the production of natural synovial fluid in the ankles and hips. It's like quietly turning the hinge of an old door. The squeak fades, and suddenly it opens with ease again. In fact, according to the Japanese Orthopedic Association, people who keep up this simple hip rotation every day retain up to 45% more hip mobility as they age, compared to those who don't. That means you can still twist, step into a car, or rise from a chair, gracefully and with ease, even as the years go by. I used to believe movement had to be strong to be effective, but I've learned that it's the gentle, mindful, deliberate ones that carry our bodies with us, steadily, faithfully, for the long road ahead. You don't need much time, just 2 minutes, a moment of awareness, a small rotation, and you're giving your legs, your most loyal companions, the chance to carry you through many more autumns to come. As we grow older, we don't need to move faster. We just need to move with enough grace to stay connected to ourselves. There are nights when I simply lie down, lift my legs up against the wall, and it feels as if the whole day slowly drains out of my body, little by little. This movement, the Japanese call it siege, which literally means raising the legs. But to me, it feels more like putting the heart back where it belongs, in a place free of weight and burden. Here's how it goes. Lie on your back, close to a wall, with your hips about 6 inches away from it. Rest your legs up against the wall, knees slightly bent and relaxed. You can place a folded blanket under your lower back for a gentle tilt. Then breathe, slowly, evenly, about 100 calm breaths, roughly 3 to 5 minutes. It may look like nothing is happening, but inside a quiet biological miracle unfolds. At the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology, scientists conducted a 5-year study on 1,200 older adults who practice the siege pose regularly. Their findings surprised everyone. Joint lubrication increased by 43%, allowing smoother, quieter movement. Morning joint pain dropped by 64%, meaning people could rise from bed without wincing. Flexibility improved by 31%, not just in the legs but in the back and hips as well. And most notably, sleep quality rose by 52%, a huge gain for anyone who's spent long nights battling silent aches. From a scientific standpoint, siege restores the body in 3 key ways. 1. Lymphatic circulation improves by up to 95%, reducing swelling and inflammation naturally. No pills, no painkillers. 2. The spine decompresses by about 2 millimeters, allowing the discs to rehydrate, replenishing the fluid lost throughout the day under gravity's pull. 3. Blood flow to the upper body increases, nourishing the heart, lungs, and brain, supporting tissue repair and regeneration during sleep. I never imagined that simply going against gravity a little could help the body return to its natural design, not straining, not forcing, just releasing and allowing. One more thing. When you lie down, don't press your back flat against the floor and don't lock your knees straight. Let everything soften. Your legs, your stomach, even your thoughts. Because only when you completely let go does the body truly begin to heal. You don't have to climb mountains to feel young again. Sometimes all you need is to lift your legs to the wall and let gravity do the rest. I used to think kneeling was a symbol of patience, but to the Japanese, it's a quiet ritual, a way to let both body and mind settle before drifting into deep sleep. The final movement in this 6-part nightly series is called Seiza Flow, also known as the kneeling rock and breath flow. One breath, one motion, as light as the evening breeze, as gentle as a mother's hand smoothing her child's forehead. Here's how it goes. Sit back on your heels, knees touching. If your knees feel sensitive, place a folded blanket beneath them. Keep your back straight, your hands resting softly on your thighs. As you inhale, lean your body slightly forward. As you exhale, move gently back. keeping your spine upright, steady like a century-old bamboo stalk. Repeat this rhythm 30 to 40 times, about 3 to 4 minutes, enough for breath and movement to become one. But the real magic doesn't lie in the form, it happens within. At the Kyushu Institute of Gerontology, 2023, scientists measured the biological effects of the Seiza posture after just 4 weeks. Blood circulation to the knees and hips increased by 47%, thanks to the natural compress and release pattern of the movement. Sensation of heaviness and swelling in the legs decreased by 58%, especially at night and early morning. Deep rhythmic breathing reduced cortisol, the inflammation hormone, while also lowering heart rate, signaling the body that it's time to recover. And when practiced after the legs up the wall pose, Seiza flow nearly doubles lymphatic circulation, activating the inguinal lymph nodes, the body's main detox centers for the lower half. After only 2 weeks, participants reported a gradual warmth returning to their knees and soles, as if blood was flowing freely again after years of stagnation. No more leg numbness upon waking. And most notably, an extra 25 to 30 minutes of deep sleep each night, not from medication, but from the body's natural rhythm finding its balance again. 6 movements, just 15 to 17 minutes each night. No gym, no equipment, only one requirement: give your body the chance to heal itself. The Japanese don't see this as exercise. They see it as maintenance, like brushing your teeth or washing your face. Something essential, done without question. And the most wonderful part? After 3 months, your body will move differently. After 6 months, you'll feel younger. And after a year, people may look at you in disbelief and ask, how are you still this flexible at your age? Science is clear. Aging doesn't mean stiffness or pain. If you give your knees, hips, and spine just a little attention each night, they will restore themselves at any age. So tell me, which movement has been hardest for you lately? Which one will you try tonight? Share it in the comments. I read every single one, and so does this entire community.